guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making this two-part video. The first thing I'm going to be doing is giving you my thoughts on Coaster Stock and what I thought of the event and how maybe Kings Island could improve it in the future, or just really how Kings Island could make it better. And then I'm going to be talking about the state of Kings Island, because I was there from about 5:30 to 9 as a regular guest because we weren't really doing anything for Coaster Stock, and I had to wait in lines and do all that kind of stuff, the normal Kings Island stuff. So first, I'm going to talk about Coaster Stock. Coaster Stock is an amazing 2-day roller coaster enthusiast event where you start off your morning with some ERT on some of Kings Island's attractions. And day one, we got to do some pretty good ones. We got to do Diamondback, Mystic Timbers, Backlot Stunt Coaster, and then the flat ride we got to do was Boo Blasters on Boo Hill. These are some of the good roller coasters, and Mystic Timbers and Diamondback. These are good coasters to marathon throughout the day. Definitely some of the best at Kings Island, and I would not complain about getting to ride those coasters multiple times in that day. And then after that, basically, you can either go to the train there at Kings Island, take photos, videos, and have a Q&A with the train engineers and get the first ride of the day. Or you can do what I did, skip that and go to your favorite coaster of the day with little to no line. And since I did that, I got to Marathon Orion that morning. I think it was like 4 times in a row. It was pretty good. Definitely the best coaster, in my opinion, at Kings Island. I'm showing you it right now. And after that, you got your group photo, which is fun. And then we went and ate at 12 o'clock. And I would have to say that the catered meals for Coaster Stock are really good. They have some good food there. The first day we had chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, and there's a few other things. And it was pretty good. Definitely some good food. And then after that, you get to the most fun part of Coaster Stock, in my opinion, the beast behind the scenes, because you get to go way back there in the woods, and you do not realize how far the beast actually goes until you go back there yourself. The beast goes all throughout the woods back there. There's like 3 different areas you can walk back. You get to see the chain lift, the beast running, the tunnels, and it's just a really good view that you can't get. I got some good videos of the beast. And then after that, we did a lights on tour of Hotel St. Michel, which I would have to say this was one of the most boring things of Coaster Stock, because I'm not a huge fan of just looking into the hotel, but there was a curtain in there. If you moved it, I don't know if we were supposed to, but we did, and we saw the old seats and maybe a projector for the old 4D theater that they had during the Paramount days. I'm pretty sure it was Days of Thunder, and that was definitely a cool thing to see, because the attractions like seats and stuff are still in Hotel St. Michel. You definitely not the best part, because that area, a haunted house isn't as fun without scare actors and stuff like that. You kind of just walk through and got to see what goes on and what's inside the hotel instead of getting scared and having fun. And I would have rather done something like Slaughterhouse, which is a better haunted house. I think there would be more there would be more to see in there with the lights on than Michelle, because Michelle was one of the smaller haunted houses. After that, during the night, we got ERT on some of Kings Island's best attractions: Orion, the Beast, the Racer, and Flight of Fear. The big thing with this Flight of Fear, though, is you got to ride it with lights on, which is not something you get to experience at a normal park day. Now on to day 2. Day 2 starts off basically the same, but we started in Action Zone, and I got many rides on my favorite ride in Action Zone, Banshee. Drop Tower was not open, sadly, so we didn't get to ride that. I got 1 on Invertigo, 1 Delirium, and multiple on the Bat. The Bat's a fun ride, just not great. I would rather have ridden that one at night, though, because it is pretty good. And then after that, you can skip the ride on the carousel, or you can go get the first ride of the day on carousel. I skipped that, went back to Orion, got 5 in a row. Pretty good marathon on Orion. And that's pretty much early in the day is pretty much how I got so many rides on Orion during Coaster Stock, not mainly ERT. Then we went behind the scenes on Racer and Orion. This was definitely a cool experience, because you're never going to be able to get that close to Orion again. Now, you couldn't get as close to Orion as Racer and Beast, because you could touch the Racer and Beast if you really wanted to. I did, but I don't know. And yeah, Orion you definitely got some cool views, and you could see the whole layout the further and further you went back. I got some really good videos of that, and I'm definitely going to use them more and more on this channel. And then after that, you get to go to get your book signed, which was the photographic journey book, which I have. I just didn't bring it with me to Kings Island to get signed. And then after that, you got before that, you got behind the scenes on Diamondback. Diamondbacks was one of the worst behind the scenes because we were only back there for 15 minutes. It was still cool, but definitely not as good as the other ones. And then after that, we had dinner, which was pulled pork and a few other things. I didn't really eat much during that one because I wasn't very hungry because I ate La Rosa's earlier in the day. So I just ate something small there. But it was definitely pretty good. And then this is where it gets interesting because after 5 o'clock there wasn't really much to do. So what I did is I went and waited in line for Orion, which took like over an hour, and then I went and waited for Banshee, which took almost an hour. And then after that, the park kind of cleared out. Banshee still had a decently long line, but the Bat was pretty empty. So I got 3 rides in a row on the Bat, and I got second to last train of the night on that. And then after that we got ERT, which I got my last Kings Island credit, the Great Pumpkin Coaster, and a bunch of night rides on the Beast, Mystic Timbers, Diamondback, Orion, and I almost hit 20 during that. I almost hit my 20th ride over the 2 days on Orion. During that time, I was 1 short because they wouldn't let me just stay on the ride, even though there was literally nobody in line. The station was completely empty. It's fine though. And that's basically how Coaster Stock ended. This is definitely an amazing event, but how I would improve this event overall is the midday, like after the ERT and behind the scenes, you kind of aren't doing much because there's long lines and everything. So one way you could improve it, and I don't think Kings Island would do this, is give everybody from Coaster Stock a fast lane for free so they don't have to deal with the long lines on Saturdays because they are really, really long. I don't normally go to Kings Island on Saturdays, and I don't think I'll be going back on a Saturday. Now, another way they can improve this is they could do a different haunted house, which I think they sometimes do. And the other thing is make it a longer event, do some more behind the scenes. I think they used to do Banshee and maybe Flight of Fear. I think they could do like 5 behind the scenes, do Orion, Banshee, Flight of Fear, Beast, and Diamondback. Just make them all like 35 minutes apiece, so there's less downtime in between each section, so you don't have to go wait in super long lines at the park if they don't give us fast lanes, obviously. And the other thing is, do something interesting that you couldn't get any other time. Do during ERT, do Trimless Diamondback, Trimless Orion, Trimless Beast. Those would definitely be some interesting ones. I don't think they would do Beast, but I think they could definitely pull off Diamondback or Orion if they really, really wanted to. Now let's move into the state of the park and how I think they've improved between Pass Holder Preview Day and how they've gotten worse. So Pass Holder Preview Day was rough. It was definitely slow operations, and there was a lot of stuff that wasn't done, and the park was kind of a mess. The park was a lot cleaner this time, definitely looked a lot better. The Diamondback paint is very weird now, but they've gotten more done. Like there's sections of ride where like the middle's painted, but the front's not, and the back's not. It's kind of weird looking at this point, and I hope they get that done quickly, but with daily operations, I don't think they're getting it done till next season, which is kind of sad. I wish they would have gotten it done this off season. The other thing is Adventureport is looking amazing, and the rides are going up quickly. The barrels arrived, they're out behind Orion. They're building some weird orange structure I posted on my community post out behind Orion. I don't know what it is, but who knows. And then the other thing that I had a problem with is Kings Island's chaperone policy. I don't think it's doing anything, personally, because when I went that Saturday and Friday, there was a lot of 15-year-old kids and under causing issues at the park after 4 o'clock. There was definitely line jumping, not only for roller coasters, but also in food lines and other places. And also, there was a bunch of interesting words and stuff going on at the park. I definitely think their chaperone policy could be better. I think they could have better security because it definitely was not the best experience at Kings Island with line jumping and those other things going on throughout the day. Now, how could Kings Island improve this? As I said, add security and do better on the chaperone policy itself, or just completely remove it, because it's going to happen either way, in my opinion. And also, get Drop Tower running. It's been testing recently, but it's not open. I think that should be opening soon, though, so that will definitely be good for the park, because this is a pretty decent attraction and decently popular with park guests. The only other thing I have is that Outpost 5 does not seem to have any work going on over there, minus there is a sign missing and some bushes cut down, and then the Vortex area, there's nothing going on there. It's just grass, gravel, and trees. So nothing is really going on that points to Kings Island getting a coaster in 2024, so probably 2025 or 6 for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.